Happy Halloween. It's a special October 31st matchup in the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Battling the Eastern Conference, this DC crowd hoping to watch their Wizards come out on top. This, their first look at this year's New York squad. Last season, they won all 4 games, showing complete dominance.
Yeah, and they came out with a W every time they played this squad last year. A stark contrast drawn between the conference's haves and have-nots.
Guys, they deserve a lot of credit for not losing focus and letting one slip away. They came to play every time, and I expect that'll be the case tonight.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And New York, looking at who they've got. Shaw is out there with Bottoms. Then it's Silk, and there's the bulldozer, and it's Thomas in at the power forward. And for Jared Dudley, a bit of a resurgence last season. Found a team he liked playing for, played much closer to his career numbers than the year before with the Clippers.
Yeah, and that's a great point. I mean, he turned back the clock in almost every category, and I think to your point, a lot of it has to do with the fit. He's on a team in a role that suits his talent, and I think you're going to see him continue to be consistent.
And so here is New York after the basket by Washington. Bottoms, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
And right out of the gates, they are locked and loaded. 3 straight scores early.
Westerman passes to Goose. Here's Westerman. Nice ball movement by Washington. The open shot by Ewing. That one's good from the corner. Ewing's got his first 2 points of the night. Now the pass to Silk. Launches a 3. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
To the middle, here's Westerman. Goes to the reverse layup and pops it in. Westerman's got his first points of the game.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Here is Shaw. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. Rebounded by Dudley.
Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first 4.
And he gets the bucket.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
And the Knicks with possession here. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Here's Shaw. And that one's on target from the wing. Shaw's got his second bucket tonight.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
The screen from Ewing. Pass to Goose. Beyond the arc. No luck. New York leading by 3. There's the lob to the hoop. Offensive rebound. The bulldozer passes to Shaw. Goes back up. Down it goes. His third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Pass to Ewing. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And Westerman kicks to Dudley. Takes the 13-footer. The shot is off. So New York will take it the other way. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
Yeah, more than anything else, I think 3-point shooting was the key, the catalyst, if you will, in that game.
Yeah, it's really a nice weapon to have because it makes things easier for you in other parts of your offense when you can knock down the 3. Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
And the block shot turns into a shooting foul. So the defensive effort there a bit too much, as the officials will send him to the line, and he'll shoot some free throws. The Wizards shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight. And he can't hit the second.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
Wizards trail by 9. Westerman passes to Goose. They set the pick, and Westerman kicks to Ewing. Passes it to Westerman. Puts the move on, and there's the whistle. Foul hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Greg, as you mentioned, the Knicks very shy of going to the rim last year. Really could have used that dynamic among a lot of things to her game.
Yeah, and no doubt about it. I mean, think about this. The Knicks were last in the league in drives per game as a team. And so they struggled shooting. When they did attack the rim, only 42%. So those areas have to improve if this team wants to become competitive.
That pushes it to double digits. 8 points for Silk.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react quicker. Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
There's the pass to Westerman. It's deflected, and it's out of bounds to the Wizards as Washington retains possession. Beal's checked in for the Wizards. On defense, New York. 11-point game. A second chance effort. Misses from short range.
And although not a block officially, it might as well have been his ability to react and alter the shot.
Greg, I don't think there was any doubt about it. His defense threw him off on that shot.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Excellent D from Thomas.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Rebounded by Dudley.
Nice effort on the alley-oop, but probably not a good choice.
Yeah, it looked good initially, but then broke down just as quickly.
And he gets it to go. The Knicks leading by 12. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
I caught up with Coach Randy Whitman. I asked him if he had a plan for all the speed he'll be up against, and he told me a key would be transition defense, saying speed shows up most in the transition game, and we feel if we take that away from them, we have a major advantage. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Doris. Here is Gortat, following the score by New York. Here's Westerman. It's deflected, out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. Third is Marcin Gortat.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
There's the pick. And he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Westerman's got 6.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Inside, Gortat with the steal. Here's Westerman. He picked up 27 points in their last win against Milwaukee.
And don't forget about his playmaking in that game either. I mean, he did a great job of attacking the D and creating opportunities for both himself and his teammates.
And for Marcin Gortat, he was such a good fit for the Wizards last season. Actually, the last 2 seasons.
You know, he runs the floor very well for his size. A terrific finisher, solid in the pick and roll, can make the mid-range. You know, he's been one of the more consistent centers in our league.
Nene, he's checked in for the Wizards. Gary Neal comes in for Jared Dudley. And then for New York, Charles Oakley. He's checked in for the Bulldozer. Johnson comes in for Lance Thomas. And it's Vujacic in for Shaw. And a new group in for the Knicks. The Bulldozer, he's checked in for Oakley. Early comes in for Silk. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
that could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers. And Washington put together a good season against the East last year. Ended up with that 46-36 record, with 30 of those wins coming against the rest of the conference.
Outside for Beal. And again, Washington no good.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Goose, the 19-footer, is on the money. Wizards 46-36 last season. That was good enough for them to land the number 5 seed, Clark.
Well, it was actually, Kevin, the same finish they had in the conference in 2014, even though they won more games. Washington, though, was only 10-15 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
They set the pick. Off the pick. And he nails the jumper. Goose has got his second bucket of the night.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Here is Shaw. He's got 12. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Here's Goose. He's coming off a 19-point game against Milwaukee.
And also, his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved. And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Wizards have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Here's Dudley. The rebound by Johnson.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Here is Shaw. 14 points for him. And there's the foul. It's on the Bulldozer. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, look, league business clearly doing well. Franchises, values are skyrocketing, and a new TV deal kicking in next season as well. It represents the largest expansion of league revenues in history.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Thomas comes in for Johnson. And it's Lamb in there for Cleanthony Early. 3 on the clock. And Dudley kicks to Beal. Ewing trying to get open. And another miss by Washington. And the NBA's TV deal paying about 3 times as much per year as the previous deal.
And it's changing the math as far as the salary cap and contract negotiations go. For the fans out there, don't get sticker shock. The players expect to share in these revenues.
Without question, Shake and Bake displaying his skills today.
They don't seem to have any answers for him. They need to review their game plan and look for a way to cool him off.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Here's Goose. The screen from Ewing. Williams against Dudley. Taken away by Williams. Here is Shaw. 16 points for him. And counting. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Knicks.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
Nails it from the high post. He's got 5. New York's gotten all but one of the 3-pointers to go down in this game. They've gone 7 of 8 so far. Kicks it to Williams. Pass to Shaw. The 15-footer, and again it's New York.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Washington's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. They get a hand on it. And pushing it up, here's New York. This one for three. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
So for the Wizards, their last game a win against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
And even in hostile territory, as they were that day, they had no jitters at all. I mean, the confidence kept growing as the shots kept falling.
And they were falling big time. I mean, from the top to the bottom of that roster, everybody was locked, loaded, and spraying jumpers.
Beal gets a wide open look, and play stops as it looks like they call him over the back here.
Yeah, he looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he climbed all over him. I mean, there's a picture of that one in the officiating manual. So, clear, easy call.
Gortat's checked in for the Wizards. Westerman comes in for Goose. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Silks checked in for Williams.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, they're losing the battle in the paint.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Listen, Knicks finishing at the bottom of the East last season. They didn't go into the season thinking they were in for a rough go, making last season all that more painstaking.
And through the first hit.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny. New York holding the upper hand after the first two quarters. They are completely in control. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is up.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast.
And what a tremendous game for Shake and Bake. 25 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 three-pointers.
Well, when he squared himself up and gotten good looks, he's knocked them down.
They've got Ewing. Goose out there with Westerman. Then there's Jared Dudley. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Passes to Bottoms. From past the arc. And again, New York with the triple.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about their offense or their defense. I mean, it's all been good.
A rebound by Johnson.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Nice ball movement by Washington. Now the dish to Ewing. On the money from 12 feet away. Ewing's got 5 points so far.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it. Good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Here is Shaw. He's got 25. Now the pass to Silk. There's the triple. Rebound by the Wizards. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Ball's knocked loose. Out in his own on the break. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession.
And a look here at the Wizards, how they ranked in the NBA last season. 2nd in opponent field goal percentage, 6th in assists, and they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Pretty impressive.
And you mentioned their ranking in terms of opponent field goal percentage. Such an important stat. They did not give up the easy looks. You really had to work for whatever you got.
Washington with the ball. They host the Spurs after this one. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Pass to Westerman. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Westerman's got 20 points.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Passes it to Bottoms. On the wing, Johnson. Here is Shaw. And there's the pass to Silk. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Silk's got 12 in the game.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feel.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Bangs home the trifecta. Silk's got 5 points in the quarter.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Pass to Goose. The screen from Ewell. Shot clock at 6. He got right to the cup using that screen. 6 points for Goose.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Pass to Bottoms. Takes the 3. Can't get it to go. Now Washington takes it the other way. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Westerman, that's down the hatch. That's one more to his total. That's 9 for 15 shooting.
What a drive there. It didn't bother him at all to have a much taller defender hanging all over.
And it's blocked. Here's Goose. He has 6. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And Washington making a change here. Beals checked in. Early, he's checked in for New York. Williams comes in for Bottoms. Here is Shaw. 25 points in the game. Outside Williams. Howard down with both hands.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
The feed now to Beal. The pass to Goose. Down low. Beal's shot is good. Beal's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, I tell you what, guys, Bradley Beal, a devastating long-range shooter. Effortless and smooth, textbook mechanics. And when he gets in the rhythm from behind the arc, lights out, baby, lights out.
And the basket by Johnson.
And the efficiency is there, but the aggressiveness is really lacking. So far, it hasn't hurt them though.
And Shake and Bake picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Knicks, Oakley comes in for the bulldozer, and it's Lance Thomas in for Johnson. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And the topic of Bradley Beal, he's not just prolific from deep, he's also improved his three-point accuracy every year. Last year, he was about 41%, Greg, from beyond the arc.
And the thing about Bradley as well, as great as he is at shooting the triple, he's also got a refined game. He's an attacker of the rim. He's improved his ball handling and passing, really becoming a complete player.
Wizards making a switch here. Neal's checked in. Outside Williams from downtown. They get it back. Here's Early. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Marcin Gortat. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Knicks.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
Something we've also seen them doing tonight is getting the long ball to go down. Big points from outside.
Sasha Vujacic is checked in for New York. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth, we've got Shaw. Lance Thomas out there with the bulldozer. And there's Bottoms, and it's Silk in at the 3. Jacks up a 3, and another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
He is on fire from behind the arc.
Yeah, it seems like all of his points are coming from deep, Greg.
Here's Beal. Can they get it? Shot is good off the bathroom and in.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And we've all seen how dominant Bradley Beal can be, the 3rd overall pick in the 2012 draft. He's already had a solid young career, but still plenty of room to grow.
Talking about Bradley Beal's potential, it's not just the shooting, it's also the passing, and you really don't think of him as a passer, but for such a young two-guard, he's extremely unselfish, averaged over 3 assists a game over the past 2 years.
And the true stars of our game feature versatility. And here's a guy that has also tremendous upside as a rebounder. I mean, how about getting 7 boards almost a game the 1 year he was in college? So he understands the importance of impacting other areas. I mean, last season he had his highest steals average of his career, and everything's upside with this young man. The sky's the limit.
Excellent point. Lamb passes to Silk. The 3. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
12 straight points off of 3-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
Terrific effort on that shot. I mean, he's given up a lot of inches in that mismatch.
Well, height, who cares about height? I mean, it's just a number. Hey, you got to go with what you got. And he took what he had right at him there.
Shaw, no good. The Wizards have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2. Washington's offense last year looked solid on paper, but in reality, it was much tougher to defend against. They could hurt you in a number of ways.
And the Wizards, Kevin, could get you in transition, but they could also, as you mentioned, they could get you with their half-court sets. Top 10 in field goal percentage as well as 3-point percentage last season. And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch, and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold, the way that guy gets to the rim.
To the left wing, feeds it to Ewing. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And, you know, for the Wizards, it wasn't just how they scored, but who scored. I mean, they ended the season with all 5 starters averaging double-digit points, and that's a rarity.
That's good from Ewing.
And thinking back to the Wizards having all of their starting 5 scoring in double digits last year, those are the kinds of teams that coaches hate to plan against. Any given night, one of them can step up and hurt you, and you just couldn't plan for where their points were going to come from.
Here is Shaw. He's guarded by Ewing. 11 feet away and off the glass. That one's good. And that's now 27 points for Shake and Bake.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
You know, for so long, the NBA has had 12-minute quarters. In last year's preseason, they began experimenting with the 10-minute quarters. Players seem to like it, but it would be a huge change philosophically in terms of how the game is played.
DeJuan Blair, he's checked in for Washington. Here is Shaw. To the paint, here's Huffman. Up and in, that's his 10th make in the contest. He has only taken 13 shots. And Clark, with the 10-minute quarters, the players felt like they were fresher during the game. Still, removing 8 minutes from an NBA game does have huge consequences.
Well, we must remember it's being experimented with right now, so keep that in mind. They also talked about shortening the preseason and doing other things to keep players fresher during the year. I like the thought process.
Shot from the top of the key, and again, it's New York.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
The Wizards have gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Inside, misses in close.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And it's time for an injury report.
Guys, I had a moment to catch up with the Knicks head athletic trainer. He told me that it doesn't look too serious. That's a bitter pill for them to swallow at such an early stage of the season. It really changes the look of this entire team, guys.
All right, Doris, we will, of course, keep everyone updated as we find out more.
And you know what? He could have a long road ahead in terms of getting back on the course. But one thing we all know, he's never been shy of hard work.
No, he's not. I mean, he'll be doing everything he can to make it back as soon as possible.
Baseline jumper. Another one falls for Washington. Knicks have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. New York, no good that time either.
And I wouldn't put it past him, guys, to eventually start hitting those, given what he did in the first half.
Here's Temple. To the inside, Blair uses the glass to finish the layup.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
Swiped it away. And here we go. Washington fast break. Temple gets the bucket.
Well, they found the touch here in the second half from the field, and everything else we talk about, folks, rebounding, defense, all of that, this game is still about making shots. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the bottom line. And they found a way to do it here in the second half.
A three ball, and he gets it to go. And that's now 30 points for Shake and Bake.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Washington shooting here about 46% for the game. Here's Westerman. It's blocked, and so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. Chris Humphries has checked in for Washington. And then for New York, Lewis Amundsen has checked in for Johnson. And it's early in for Silk. Here's Westerman. And again, Washington no good.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
Here's Shaw. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
I love the killer instinct he shows right there, exploding to the rim to add to the lead.
Gary Neal's checked in for Westerman. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Oakley's checked in. Anderson dishes to Temple. That three off the mark. New York's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter so far. Here is Shaw. 16 feet away, and it's in off the backboard. Shaw's got 9 points here in the second half.
Another bucket added to the lead. They've been the better team in every facet.
And in my opinion, you get extra bonus points, extra eye of the beholder points when you do it the way they're doing it on the road. That's special.
1:41 left here in the fourth quarter. With the shot, and again, it's New York.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense is giving him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
And Temple kicks to Anderson. He feeds it to Temple. Neal passes to Temple. Picked by Humphries. There's a good screen. A three from Anderson, and that is good.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Knicks.
Tonight, they seem committed to the three-point shot.
That certainly was their main meal, their bread and butter, if you will.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
The stats tell us, Greg, that the winner of the first game is a big favorite to come out on top in the overall.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Sasha Vujacic.
Thanks, Kevin, and let's take a look now as we give the nod. He just put it completely out of reach in the fourth quarter. It was as if he was saying, okay, enough fooling around. I'm taking over now.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, You go into a building on the road and completely control the action like he did. Only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show.